for him to prepare for what I'm going to bring to the table, and I'm just too sharp, too clean, punch way too hard, power in both hands.
And I just shut the curtains because I was like nervous type stuff, but now it's like I embrace it because I always dreamed of this. That's why I don't never shy away from it. That's what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? To show out, so.
3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
The tension was electric when Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis came face to face. Jake spoke with complete confidence, saying his years of athletic experience have molded him into a fighter ready to destroy Davis. He promised a brutal finish and said this is his moment to prove he belongs. But Tank didn't blink, calmly firing back that he's got the total package: power, precision, and the kind of ring IQ that makes him one of boxing's deadliest forces.
I know what I've learned in the past year with my new coaches, the shape I'm in, the power I possess, and I'm just...
Tank Davis embodies everything a true champion needs. His punches explode with power, his timing is razor sharp, and his movement keeps him a step ahead of danger. He reads his opponents before they even move, making his defense nearly untouchable. Davis knows he's not just a knockout artist, he's a complete fighter built to dominate anyone standing across from him.
His training is taking a toll, but the cure is just as bitter as what ails him.
How long I gotta do it? 5 minutes?
5 will be good enough for you.
They definitely went to the kid store and get it.
That water ain't cold. We know that.
I know, but...
Get in the water, man. Just get the water.
You can't sit on the edge.
Man, just get in there, man.
Cool. No, give me the time.
The upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight has split the boxing world right down the middle. It's a true clash of contrasts: size versus skill, raw strength versus refined technique. Jake brings the bigger frame, more weight, and brute force. Tank brings speed, experience, and fight IQ earned from a lifetime in the ring. Analysts admit Jake's size gives him an edge in power, but only if he can use it, because Tank's footwork, timing, and explosive technique are gifts no amount of muscle can replace.
I believe he spars people that are much heavier than him. And, man, that upper.
Well, who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
I think he makes up for the weight situation.
Okay, so this is the first time that Jake Paul's fighting an actual boxing champion, an active, young boxing champion. Everyone else he's fought was either way older or like, was it Tommy Fury, I think?
Yeah, he was a legitimate boxer. Yeah.
A legitimate boxer, but not a champion.
Right.
He's fighting a champion, although a very little champion compared to him.
Yes.
So this is sort of a, I don't know, man, like.
If it wasn't Gervonta Davis, it was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, his technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Like, again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy that Jake is bringing excitement to the sport and so forth, but you just have these, like, people fighting bears and, you know, there might be a boxing match with a weapon involved of some sort, like people have sticks. Like, I feel it's just getting more and more ridiculous. And really outside of Crawford Canelo, there's really very little excitement over pure.
Experts warn that Jake Paul has never faced a fighter like Davis. Tank's resume is stacked with world champions, undefeated contenders, and knockout artists, all of whom fell short. Many say Jake's stepping into the deep end for the first time. Even Jake admits Davis is on another level and that he's training harder than ever just to keep up. That honesty shows he knows what's coming. A real test of skill, not just size.
This fight, he's undefeated, highly skilled, most experienced fighter I've fought, top 5 pound for pound. So I have to have the best version of myself. I know how fast he is. I know how strong he is. I believe I'm stronger, more athletic, and that's my advantage going into the fight. But he pretty much has every other advantage. So I'm locked in, fully focused, feeling amazing already, and just going to put on a performance and have the biggest fight of 2025.
Last one, I've seen some people say, oh, Jake, the goal here is just to survive. Knowing you, that's not the case. You're not going in there just to get through 12 rounds with Tank Davis. I would imagine you're going in there to win this fight.
Oh, absolutely. Tank's going to be the one surviving. I'm going to, upset a lot of people. And again, they're going to have to say that there's some crazy excuse, fights are rigged. They can't use the steroid excuse because we have full-on random drug testing at any time. They could literally knock on my door right now. So they can't use that excuse. And obviously I'm suing people who say that the fights are rigged. Piers Morgan already had to retract his statement and kiss the ring. More lawsuits are coming for these people who are lying on my name because it's just simply not true. And we're willing to prove that in court. But I'm actually flattered that the only thing that people can chalk up these wins to is that the fights are rigged, because it's honestly the greatest compliment. But again, I'm going to knock this guy out and probably create one of the most viral.
Fans are torn. Some say this isn't the fight boxing needed right now, that Davis should be facing elite contenders, not internet stars. But the curiosity is undeniable. Jake Paul's fame and Tank's dominance have created a spectacle nobody can ignore. Whether it changes boxing or not, it's the kind of event that'll keep people talking long after the final bell.
Was at cruiserweight. Chavez Jr. was a former world champion at middleweight himself, and that sort of made sense. And it was a good win for Jake Paul. He come out there and he beats an ex-world champion. He gets a little bit of credibility, and you go, right, now you're heading in the right direction. You're starting to be okay, all right. Former champions, former fighters, but at least they're boxers. They're not MMA stars, and whatnot. So, yeah. I think that was a move in the right direction. Gervonta Davis is just a little bit of a freak show for me.
Yeah, I agree, Spence. I mean, the size difference is a bit of an annoying one as well. But also as well, I hate when they put exhibition in it, because then you think how seriously they're really going to take it. I understand it because of the money involved, but realistically, if there can be a winner, Gervonta Davis should take him out, regardless of the size, pretty easily and pretty quickly.
I agree, mate. Totally agree. Gervonta Davis is an active fighter. Like I say, still a pound-for-pound star. Very heavy-handed as well. He should have the movement, forget the size, to be able to slip inside and take Jake Paul out. That's the reality of it. But, yeah, I just find it all very, very strange. Look, I thought an even stranger fight, to be honest, was Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. You look at that fight and go, who's going to sanction that? God forbid something happens to Jake. I think that what he's doing for the sport is brilliant in his own right. He's bringing new fans into the sport. He's doing excellent for women's boxing as well. You can't take that away from the kid, and he's been working hard as well, and he's improving. But going in against Anthony Joshua, a former 2-time world heavyweight champion and still an active fighter, that's a suicide mission for me. I think that Anthony Joshua, when you look at Francis Ngannou and look at what AJ done to Francis Ngannou, who would win out of Anthony Joshua?
Former UFC brawler Mike Perry chimed in with his own take, saying Davis hasn't delivered the same knockout fireworks lately. He didn't question Tank's power, just reminded fans of the expectations that come with his name. Every time Tank steps in, fans want chaos, destruction, and highlight real moments. And that pressure only grows when facing a bigger man who might take longer to break down.
Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to be the guy who outweighs him by 80.
Veteran analyst Teddy Atlas also weighed in, praising Tank as one of the most complete fighters in the game. He said Tank's accuracy, composure, and adaptability make him a nightmare in the ring. Atlas believes Jake's size hype will fade fast once the punches start flying, because when skill levels are this far apart, experience always wins. Tank has faced every style imaginable and conquered them all.
Yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter, he can punch. And he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're gonna find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's gonna sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else that just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that. It's safer to do that. You don't have to bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that. But I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air. Right! And he hits him. Sid Terrace was a great fighter. No, not the 1700s, but years ago. And Cus D'Amato told me he loved Sid Terrace. He said, Teddy, he used to jump up in the air and hit you with 3 jabs. I said, whoa, man, Sid Terrace. All right. Anyway, look, I can't finish without saying that it did invoke some memories and thoughts that we've been here before in a different way, where Jake Paul's brother fought Mayweather. That's not forget. And I'm not saying I like that either. I mean, first of all, Mayweather was past his prime. He was already retired. He was older, everything, but he's still the great Mayweather. And Mayweather was fighting a guy, what was it, 50-pound difference, 60-pound difference, whatever it was. And that size made a difference. It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who's mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense. So yeah, it's kind of like we've seen this already in that version of it, and we didn't really like it. I don't think I liked it that much.